There were nights of endless pleasure. I know what you're all thinking. Celine Dion has put on some weight, but no, it's me, Domino. I mean, I hate referencing Harry Potter because, you know, J.K. Rowling's a fucking dickhead. But I do look very like Lord Voldemort. There were nights of endless pleasure. It's getting worse and worse. So today I thought that I would regale you all with some stories about my time working in retail. I don't work in retail anymore, so I was like, it's safe to tell these stories now because I won't get fired for it, so that's why I'm here telling you the stories. But yeah, I mean, the shop that I actually used to work for has now since closed, which is very sad because I do have like a lot of friends from there. They kind of fucked them over a little bit, which I was pretty fuming about, but hey ho. I'm not naming names, but you might also be able to tell from my voice, I'm convinced that I've had COVID, but all my lateral flow tests are showing negative, so maybe it's just a shit cold. Thought I'd regale you all with some excellent stories about my time working at this unnamed shop. It was a women's retail outlet fashion store. Ooh, so much powder just went everywhere then. Trigger warning, by the way. A lot of these stories involve poo. I feel like it's such a thing in retail that like, there's always a poo story and there's always just like a turd chilling in the fitting rooms. Like every fucking time like that I speak to anybody, they're always like, oh yeah, you worked in retail. Did people used to just shit in changing rooms for you? Oh yeah, like that seems to be the norm, which is very odd. I'm like, why are people doing that? It seems like it's almost premeditated that they do it because it's like, fair enough, like a couple of people having the same sort of stories and experiences with like somebody shitting in the fitting room, but like if every single person that I've spoken to who has worked in retail has this same sort of story, then that's concerning, isn't it? I'm like, I think they mean to do it. I think people actually want to do it. They want to shit themselves in the changing rooms. So that's my first story. Somebody shit themselves in the changing rooms. I wasn't there, thankfully, because I wasn't actually allowed on the changing rooms because it was a women's clothing shop. And it's stupid that I wasn't allowed on the fitting rooms because gender's a construct, and also I are like looking at nobody female and being like, really, it was probably a blessing in disguise because, I mean, at least I didn't have to pick up a turd off of the floor. I think there were quite a few instances where this happened as well. So like, I'm sure it happened on 2 occasions. And one of the times it was like a person who like just didn't take the child to the toilet, even though he was like screaming to go to the toilet. I mean, what if that's that kid's first memory? Scarred for life, poor little bastard. I can't find my eyebrow brush. So yeah, people just used to shit all the time. People were often like, well, not often, but like a couple of times they were sick. But I feel like that's not too bad because, I mean, although obviously like, you know, you don't want to have to go get the mop and the bucket. The mop and the bucket for this wet ass pussy. But yeah, like, you don't want to kind of be mopping it up, but equally so, I mean, I was once sick, like, because I ate too many Haribo, and it was literally like, I didn't even know it was coming, and I was just bent over doing something, and then I like did a little burp, and it was actually like just watery sick that came out. I'm a very classy act, as we all know. I feel like if you're gonna be sick, you don't always know, so you know, we can get past that. Shitting in the cubicle of the changing rooms, however, we cannot get past. You know, somebody had been like taken shot and like shit themselves by accident. Like, it's rare that it's gonna be like a fully formed turd, and it was a fully formed turd. So like, you know, sometimes when you like telling a story and you're like, oh, maybe I'm overreacting, but I don't think I am. I think I'm correct. Look at that one eyebrow. Oh, another thing that was quite funny once. So like, I feel like if you work in retail, or if you ever have worked in retail, these eyebrows are not even slightly similar. You will like know of people who like take the piss bringing stuff back. Like, often it would be children's items, you know, that have obviously been worn for a wedding or whatever. And they'd have just like literally like rolled in the mud in it, like ripped the arse out of it, and then they'd return it and be like, oh, it didn't fit them. And you'd like literally pick it up and be like, it'd be in 2 pieces, it'd be dress that was like ripped into 2 pieces, and you'd be like, oh, so this hasn't been worn then, no? This lady tried to return a pair of shoes, and I was like, no, because it was like a similar sort of situation. And like, she just like kept kicking off over it, and I was like, I'm not gonna return the shoes. I was like, you've obviously worn them, they're dirty on the bottom, like you've been out in them, so no. And then she was like, I want to speak to the manager. And although maybe it's not something that you can tell from these videos, I'm quite a capable human being at being an adult, and I managed to make it all the way up to like senior sales when I like worked at the retail place that I did. I really like want to say the name, but I don't want to get anybody in trouble or out. And yeah, and I like actually got to do that thing where, because like I was the person on duty that night, I got to do the thing where I turned around and I was like, I am the manager. What else happened while I worked there? Oh yeah, the manager once like slammed their fingers in the fire door and broke them. I don't know if she broke one finger or if it was like multiple, plural fingers. You shouldn't laugh, should you? But sometimes you gotta. She was like a notorious cunt. She was like mean to people. She used to make people cry and stuff. And yeah, one day she like was shutting the fire door. So the rule was that like we'd all come down like the stairs, because the staff room was upstairs. We'd all come down the stairs, and then like we all had to like stay with them whilst they like checked the fire doors, like shut it all, and then like turned off all the lights and stuff and set the alarm. And then we'd all walk through the shop together, but like nobody wanted to spend any more time than they had to with her. So everybody was just like, oh cool, she's doing that, bye. We all fucked off. And then we like heard this like, ah! And she'd smashed her fingers into that door. But then like she was pretty posh as well. I mean, they often are, aren't they, like the dickheads to you. She like then went to the cricket club afterwards, and she like didn't realise that she'd broken her fingers, and said that she was just like sat with them like in this like glass of ice and they were bleeding. And then the following day when they were still bleeding, she was like, oh, maybe I should go to hospital. Yeah, I think you might need to. I mean, say what you want about her, but she had a very high pain threshold. She was also as broad as I am, I'd say. She was very like, if you'd wanted a set of drawers lifting, you'd have given her a call. What else happened? So many fun things. This is a Give Face Cosmetics palette, and it's very sad because they don't make makeup anymore, because, you know, COVID were a bastard. They do wigs though, so that's good. But I'm gonna be really sad like when this palette eventually like fully dies or like goes off or whatever and I can't use it anymore. So like if you've ever worked in retail like during the Christmas or like, oh my voice finally broke then. During like the Christmas or like the summer sales, you will know that like people are vicious, and like they also just, they forget how to like what is kind of socially acceptable like in terms of behaviour and like how you conduct yourself and stuff. And like this place was no exception. That red's pretty much, is that exactly the same? Did it blend out? I don't think it did, whatever. Like we would all like go and stand around the till and like have a team brief before we opened. And like, it was the summer because like I was at college at the time, and I remember as like, so I like was going in every day because it was summertime and I was off. That's not important to the story, but you know, I like to ramble. And like we were all stood around the till, and I was like, every day like there was this weird smell. It just kept getting like worse and worse, and we were like checking the tills because, you know, like obviously sometimes people like would bring down a hot drink or whatever, and like maybe the like milk had gone off in the drink. Nothing on the tills. There was like nothing behind like the hanger boxes, nothing like in the drawers, and we were all just like, what is that smell? Like, where is it coming from? So anyway, one day we were like, me and one of the like supervisors, we were tidying this rail of sale dresses, and they were like long maxi ones. because the place where I used to work was like well known for their maxi dress collections. And I think it was actually like a bridal dress. I mean, I don't know why that makes it worse, but like the bridal was like the most expensive stuff that we did as well, even in the sale. So we were like tidying and we were like, God, it's really like, it stinks, doesn't it, today? And then we pulled out this like pristine, like lace white bridal dress. What am I doing here? What am I at? I'm a bird. Yeah, we pulled out this dress and it just had like a blood stain all down the front of it. And we were like, what the fuck? Like, it looked as if somebody had been murdered in it. Like, it just had the biggest blood stain. And we were like, what? Like, where does that come from? And I mean, I don't think we ever actually found out how it happened or anything. I mean, a lot of it were a bit traumatizing. I'm realizing, like, as I'm going through these as well, that like a lot of it is to do with like bodily fluids and like excrement and stuff, like, you know, just being left out and about for everybody to get involved in. I don't know why that's such a theme, but it really is. It's quite concerning, really, isn't it, when you think about it? Like, I mean, do people need medical attention and they're just not telling you? Oh my God, so another thing as well that once happened. So our shop had like a sister shop that was also inside it. So like, you know, when a company like owns two companies and then they like merge their shops together, mainly to like save on the rent. And I would sometimes work on that side, and they sold like underwear in this shop. Like, not like exciting underwear, not like Ann Summers or all. And one day I was like wandering around the shop. I think it was during sale again. A lot of these stories take place during sales, which is I think like that is when people kind of forget how to act a little bit, I find. So yeah, I'm like wandering around the shop, like tidying up, you know, trying to be like making myself look busy and stuff. And I see this pair of like black pants on the floor and I'm like, oh, they must be a pair of our pants, like, because, you know, they're on the floor in the shop, like they've obviously fallen off. I feel like you know where this is going. I'm just gonna hold on a sec just while I sort this thing out. Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to learn how to do your eyeliner. I keep getting real bad pins and needles. Fuck me. Ooh, my hip just locked. This is what happens to you, like, if you have spent years as a dancer, your hips start to do funny things, and they don't tell you about this when you're like first learning to dance. They're like, oh yeah, it's glamorous, you're gonna have a great time. Little did you know, you'd end up with fucking arthritis. I don't know at what stage, like, this eye makeup decided to take this turn, but it happened. So yeah, anyway, where was I? So I got to the part where like we made underwear, we sold underwear. I didn't make the underwear. I mean, I don't know how hard it is to make underwear, but I imagine it's probably beyond my capability. So yeah, anyway, we sold the underwear. One day, I'm like tidying the shop and I like come across this pair of black pants on the floor and I'm like, oh cool, I'll pick those up and like tidy them because, you know, they're black pants that we sell. No, they weren't. They weren't the black pants that we sell. They were somebody else's black pants. These were dirty black pants and somebody just decided to take them off. I mean, I was like, did they take these off like whilst I was serving in the shop and I just didn't see? Or like, what was the crack? Like, did they, you know what? I've really like buried this deep for a long time. Like, what happened? Did they bring them in their bag and then just like place them in the middle of the shop floor for me to find so then they could fucking traumatize me? Or, you know, like, I mean, they weren't like dirties in like they'd had an accident. They were like, just like kind of standard dirty that like pants might get sometimes. And then they were like, I mean, like, had they changed their pants in the shop and I'd just not seen it? I mean, they'd have had to like be wearing a skirt, I guess, to like get it on easily. But like, yeah, they just like dumped their pants. I mean, if you were gonna change your pants into another pair that was in the shop without paying, which, I mean, like, I asked, rob them all you want. I wasn't like, you know, it wasn't my shop. Surely you'd then just like put your pants into your pocket and then just like wander out happily, rather than like just dumping them for like somebody else to come and pick them up. I mean, it's a biohazard really. I had some like excellent times as well. I didn't have like excellent times because of the customers or like because of the actual job. Let's not get it twisted here. I had like excellent times because of like the people who I worked with, and as I say, I am still like good friends with them. That seems fine. I just look like a very flushed young woman. Ooh, was that an orb? I'm telling you, there's ghosts in here. Just as long as it's not like trying to hurt me or my partner, that's cool. This looks weird. This looks like a lobster. That's fine. I always find it really hard to like do like my normal process. Like I always end up forgetting steps. You guys just make me very nervous. I'm just so nervous to be around you. I'm gonna put some lips on and then I'll BRB. You know, like when you see people do fun eyeliner on Instagram, you know, that can't be too hard. Don't be fooled. It's actually really hard. Oh dear. Can you hear that dress sound? Like, it doesn't have a brush in it. I'm an idiot. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. God. I really hope this doesn't like impact the sound too much, but if it does, then I don't know what to say to you. Do I look like a slutty Ariel? This dress before, like I went through a bit of a phase where I was out running all the time and it looked really fab on me. And I have put on some timber recently. And yeah, it was a struggle to get it on. It makes a lot of noise. I think it always made the noise though. It's not just because I'm a fab bitch now. You know what though? I'm a voluptuous lady. And I love myself. I think I look really good actually right now. I go through so many highs and lows. This wig's sticking to the lip gloss that I put on, but that's my own fault. Remember this side pattern that everybody used to do? Back when emo was a thing. So those were my stories from my time in retail. I hope you enjoyed them. I mean, at the time I was probably like quite fuming about some of those stories, but like, you know, when you talk about them afterwards, it's pretty hilarious, isn't it? And me and my like mates have a lot of like fun chatting about those times and stuff. What is this fucking wig doing? But yeah, if you have like a story that you'd like to tell me about, please put it into the comment. I'm just gonna put some of this highlighter on here. Oh, that's not where it's meant to go. And as always, please like, subscribe, share this video, turn on notifications, all of the things. My social media will be on at the end as always. If you are finding me not through social media, then please give me an ad because I would love that. And yeah, until next time, I shall see you all soon. Love you, bye.